The crowd has spoken. So, where is part 2?
I guess we're back. If you could put me in your pocket and get advice every time you're about to buy stuff, would you do it? Well, here's something even better. Lustre is a free product research assistant that automatically compares all the products and prices for you so you can always get the best product for your money. Let's say you're shopping around for a gaming mouse, but you don't know which one to buy. Well, Lustre gives you all the information you need to make the best choice. You can see why they chose the products they did by checking the reviews and ratings from trusted sources like Wirecutter, Reddit, and even other YouTubers. You can even keep an eye out for deals on actually great products. So if you don't want to waste money on crappy products ever again, make sure to download Lustre for free using my link down below. It's super easy and it helps out the channel a ton. So I think an apology is in order for a lot of you guys watching this video. Okay, I got you all hyped up and moist from part 1 and then left you hanging for about 4 months. So for that, I do sincerely apologize, but it wasn't done intentionally. There were a lot of things that came up that unfortunately made me push the project to the side. I'm not gonna bore you on the details, otherwise it's gonna be a very long video and that won't work well with retention. So if you guys are really curious what the reasons were, just hit me up on Discord and ask me, and I'll gladly tell you guys what the reasons were. But a project like this is so challenging to me and so exciting that the last thing I want to do is put it off, because it actually brings in a lot of stress, a lot of pressure for me to get it done. It's taking up like half of the space in the office, so I want you guys to know that, you know, this is definitely my top priority. But the good news is I am no longer going to take on any other projects on the channel until I finish this. That is my promise to you. I don't know if we'll finish it in this video, but I'll promise you guys you're not going to wait 4 months for the finale. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, yeah, with that said, let's continue, shall we? Let me give you guys a quick update on what's been happening and where we left off. If you guys haven't seen part 1, maybe pause the video, go check that out, that way you'll caught up. But I'll give you guys a quick rundown on where we left off. So in case you guys forgot, we're building an insane $25,000 dual PC inside of a desk. It's probably worth a lot more now because of GPU prices, but I'm just going by MSRP right now. On one side, we have an Intel and NVIDIA gaming PC with the 11900K, 64 gigs of RAM, and the RTX 3090. And then on the other side, we have the productivity and streaming PC. So 3990X, which is a 64 core, 128 thread processor, paired with an RTX 3080. It's only a streaming PC, so that's why I didn't think a 3090 was necessary. So we're just going with a peasant GPU, if you will. So yeah, it's pretty much where we are right now. So I think it's time to take apart these cards and put on the water blocks on these. It's time to get the dust off of these quantum vector blocks. Quite literally, damn. Man, there's just so many exciting projects happening, you guys. It's insane. Like from this build to Big Red version 4. I got the case in finally. I don't know if you saw that video, but just, it's a good time to be alive. It is a good time to be alive. So we'll be going with the EK Quantum Vector GPU water blocks. This is EK's new water blocks for their graphics cards. And personally, I think they look amazing compared to their previous designs. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. That is beautiful. That is actually beautiful. I was debating on putting in two 3090s for the gaming PC, and then I just realized, you know what? Dual GPUs are completely dead. SLI NVLink is completely dead thanks to NVIDIA. There's just no point in putting in an extra card if it's not gonna do anything inside the system. You know, there's a lot of games that don't even support NVLink, so what's the point, right? I would much rather put the extra 3090 in a separate build. If it was air-cooled, maybe I would put it in there because it would have been an easy replacement afterwards, because once I'm done with the build, I'm just gonna take it out. But it is water-cooled, so there's just a lot more effort in taking it apart and putting back the air cooler on there. So that's why I ultimately decided just to stick with a single GPU. It's also gonna be symmetrical, right? You got one GPU on the gaming PC, and then you got one GPU on the streaming PC. So aesthetically, I think that's gonna look a lot better. I swear this was unintentional, you guys, but I'm kind of matching my new blue camo mouse pad. Oh, I know what I can use. These new trays I picked up. They are so they're gonna be very useful actually for this entire video. The cool thing about these, they actually collapse. Check this out, guys. And they're magnetic, so they're gonna come in clutch for this build. All right, it's time to take apart the graphics card so that we can install the Vector FTW3 GPU block. Isn't that insane how much thinner this thing is compared to the graphics card? Look at the difference, guys, in thickness. That's insane. The block is like maybe a fourth or a third of the GPU. And when you think about it, as time goes by, we're gonna keep getting bigger and thicker graphics cards, but for water cooling, it's always gonna stay the same. You're still gonna get these super thin water blocks on here. As long as the PCB stays this thin, I feel like this is always gonna remain a constant. All right, so, I'll probably just keep the plastic on the card just for the hell of it. I'm not gonna use it anyways. First thing I'm gonna do is remove the back plate from the card. All right, that should be all the screws. So let's peel this off. Oh, nope, keep forgetting about the warranty one. There's always one hidden inside this warranty sticker somewhere. There you are. Can't hide from me. All right, so now that we got the back plate out of the card, we have to now separate the PCB from the rest of the heatsink. And judging by just looking at the card, I think we just have to remove these 4 screws here. I think my screwdriver is running out of charge. Should have charged it overnight. All right, that is gone. Oh, I forgot to take out the PCI bracket. Can't forget about this. Oh God, it's dying. It's dying. No, it's dead. Oh geez, that is unfortunate. All right, beautiful. All right, so all the screws are removed. We can now pretty much just peel off the PCB from the heatsink, but we gotta do it carefully because there are usually cables plugged in. Typically there's one cable per fan, so this card has 3 fans. So there should be 3 cables over here plugged in, and there's usually one other one for like the LED lights. Don't know where this one, the last one is. Oh, it's right here. I'm actually blind. There's the 4th cable right there. So obviously if you pull it off too quickly, there's a risk that you might actually break the cable off. All right. Disconnect the cables. And then the one final one over here. There you go. There you have it. This is pretty much the graphics card. All of this is just for cooling. That's insane. So I'm basically just using a spatula to scrape these off. That way I can put in fresh ones. There's some over here as well, so I'll scrape these. And then for the actual GPU chip itself. Oh, this is like dried up. It's like almost clay. So I'm gonna scrape it out first using a spatula, and then I'll wipe it clean using 99% isopropyl. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these the rest of the thermal pads on there because they still look like they're in good condition, and they are stuck on there quite well, so there's just no point in taking them apart and putting in new ones. I will scrape these off though, because it looks like a portion of these came out as well. All right, got some isopropyl on my paper towel, so let's clean the GPU. I'm gonna use a microfiber cloth to collect any debris or fibers left over. Gotta make sure it's nice and clean. Beautiful, look at that. And I'm just gonna clean the rest of the residue from the thermal pads. As you can see, there's quite a few left over here. Look at the difference that made. Huge. This part is hands down like the most tedious part of this entire build, is putting on the GPU blocks. Because you have to be so careful and precise, and it just takes a long time, especially when you're doing 2 cards. So luckily EK does provide us with some fresh thermal pads, so I'm gonna cut these to size and place them on the graphics card. Beautiful, look at that. All right, so I think we've got everything covered on here. We are ready for the thermal paste. Let's put a little bit and then spread the rest. Oh, this is so satisfying. I could do this all day. Beautiful. I wouldn't mind working at a factory and just applying thermal paste on all the CPUs and GPUs, to be honest. Alrighty, so we're now ready to lower the block. All right, let's flip this over. All right, last but not least, we have the mirrored, or I guess it's chrome technically, backplate. And this is gonna look so amazing once the build is done, because I could just already picture all the lights bouncing off and reflecting off these backplates and just illuminating the inside of the case that much more. Oh yeah, this is looking so damn good. All right, so we got the GPU block fully installed on the RTX 3080, and this is going inside the AMD system, which is on this side. So let's go ahead and pop this in real quick. That's a very weird angle. Like, how am I supposed to get to the screws here with this in the way? I'm gonna have to like remove it at an angle, or I can use this contraption. Let's see if this works. All right, I think we can actually get away with this. Yep, there we go. I mean, I would use my hand, but it's tightened. It's super tight in there. Those are the wrong ones. Yep, I took out the wrong PCI brackets. This always happens. Oh man, that's satisfying click. You love it. You love to hear it. You know what? I decided not to tighten anything just yet, just in case I need to remove the graphics card. I will plug in the cables though. Okay, I'm not gonna fully click them in. Just gonna have the cables hanging out here for a little bit. That looks nice actually. Damn. Damn. That looks so damn good. I'm so glad I went with this color scheme. It really just blends in with the theme of the entire system. I'm gonna let all the lights do the talking. All right, time for the, wait a minute. Is this one? Oh, don't tell me this one's the freaking streaming PC. Are you kidding me? How did I forget that? Oh, it is. This is the Threadripper system. God damn it. Why didn't you guys tell me? You're just like quietly watching me ruin this. Ah. So guys, this is like the perfect example of what I just said earlier. Never fully tighten anything because of these exact reasons. All right, no big deal. Let's just swap the 3080 in here. All right, beautiful. Let's go and plug in the cables. And finally, let's pop in the 3090 in the gaming PC. Now we're back on track. Oh yeah. There you go. Look at that beautiful arc, you guys. From the connectors over, straight down into the cable grommet. That is so gorgeous. All right, so I think we're officially done with the boring portion of the video, at least to me. We're getting into the more exciting stuff. So we're gonna be installing the radiators with the fans. We're gonna be going with two 360 millimeter rads in the center, and then two additional 480 millimeter rads horizontally towards the front of the case. Oh man, these are thick boys. These are thick boys. This is the thickest radiator I have ever seen. Look at that. Oh my Lord. I wonder if it's thicker than, yep, it is. Definitely thicker. So yeah, let's put this to the side. Oh, I actually haven't even talked about the fans yet. Obviously it is a Lee & Lee build, so it just makes sense going with the Lee & Lee uni fans, the original uni fans, which in my opinion, I think are a lot cooler, a lot nicer than the new uni fans. Personal preference, of course. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like the new uni fans or the originals? We also have actually two additional horizontal distro plates that kind of sit on the back here on top of the 480 millimeter radiators. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to mount this, but this is gonna look amazing. All right, let's get these brackets out first so it'll be easy to install the radiators on. So I got all three fans hooked up. Now I have to decide which direction do I want the cables to come out from. I can either put the fans this way or this way. I feel like the one that makes the most sense is probably on this side, so I can have the cable just run alongside the radiator and then towards the back of the case. Otherwise, if I put it over here, then the cables won't even reach, actually, now that I think about it. Yep, that does make the most sense. All right, so I did run into a little bit of an issue. I don't know why I didn't see this at first, but unfortunately, the connector over here is overlapping the port here on the radiator, so it is not going to let me install a fitting. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to actually rotate the entire fans the opposite direction. So I don't have any choice. We're gonna have to just go with it. All right, so if I do this, there we go. Now I actually have clearance for the port in the back here. The only downside is I just have to route the cable, unfortunately. I don't know if it's gonna be long enough. I might have to get some extensions, but we'll see. Let's just tackle one problem at a time. All right, so I got the fans finally hooked up to these chonker radiators. I'm gonna slide them in right now inside the case, but I'm not going to tighten any of the screws just because I know I'm gonna be moving them around eventually. So there's one over here. Let's bring the other one down. Oh man, these are so thick. I'm not used to something this thick before. So this is actually gonna come in contact with the EPS cables over here from the Intel build. So might be a very tight squeeze. Can we do it? I think we can. Oh, beautiful, just snaps in place like that. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much good here. All right, beautiful. All right, so let's talk about the fan configuration real quick inside of this build. I always wanna go for neutral pressure. This means the same amount of intake fans as there is exhaust. You always want the same amount of air being pulled inside the case as there is being pushed out. So we technically have 6 fans in the middle set as exhaust, and then we have these 480mm radiators with 4 fans on top, which I think will be set as intake since we don't have any intake fans. So if I do go with this type of configuration, we are gonna be a little uneven in terms of intake and exhaust. We're gonna have a little bit of positive pressure. So we'll have 8 intake and only 6 exhaust. However, I did completely forget about our power supplies in the corners over here, which means they're technically exhaust as well because there's nothing setting these apart from the rest of the components. So there's no power supply shroud or a wall, and there's a 120mm fan inside the power supply. So when you think about it, technically it is an exhaust fan. So, it's pulling in hot air from inside the case and it's exhausting it from the back of the case. So if you recount, we will have 8 intake fans and 8 exhausts. So perfect neutral pressure inside the case, which is exactly what I'm going for. Just going to connect all these fans together. Perfect. Let's plug in the connector on the opposite side. That way it doesn't come in contact with any of the ports over here. So there we go. You know what I just realized? I had to install this bracket in first. That way the longer distro plate sits on top of the radiator. So I'm gonna have to remove these screws. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the opposite side. All right. All right, so I got the fans hooked up to the radiator along with the distro plate bracket, and this basically just slides in over here on the side. Let me move these cables away. Wait, what? Is it even gonna fit? This is not looking good at all. Oh my God, no it's not. What? What? Oh my God, it's off by maybe 10 millimeters? This radiator is way too thick. I did not measure this correctly. Wait a minute, no, it's worse than that actually. I can't even fit the freaking distro plate in here. There's no space. What the hell was I even thinking? This is supposed to sit on top. Oh my God, dude, there's not even room for this. Ah, no, no. My first big problem with the build. Oh, I guess I got a little too excited and I ordered the thickest radiators from EK. I went with the XE series when I should have gone with the SE series, which is one of the slimmest, or the slimmest option for the 480. This would have given me plenty of clearance to slide this in, and plus there would have been extra room for the top distro plate. God damn it! Well, gonna have to email EK to see if we can swap these rads out for some thinner ones. Why did I even go with the thickest radiators for both of them? So yeah, this kind of puts me in a very awkward position. Unfortunately, I'll have to halt the project again. The good news is it's gonna be still one video for you guys. I'm not going to split this up just because of my peanut brain mistakes. The bad news for me is that I'm gonna have to wait an additional week. I can't even, continue on with the build because I need this distro plate mounted on the rad so that I can plan the tube runs. You guys can see all of the inlets and outlets on here. This is like the main component of the water-cooled build. So without this installed in the correct position with the correct height, I can't plan any of my my tube runs. So it is what it is. I was expecting some major issues. I think I mentioned in part 1 where I'm gonna run into some big problems, and here it is. Here's the first big problem, I should say. But I do have to say, guys, the build is looking pretty damn sweet. I'm happy with the progress so far. We did a lot of work in these past 2 days, and I cannot wait to finish it and show you guys what the final result is gonna look like with all the lights on. Man, it's gonna be insane, especially with the performance and stuff. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go and get some other stuff done for you guys. It'll be one quick transition. So here we go. Here's the next part of the video. So yeah, guys, we got the rads. A week later, we finally got the rads from EK. I am determined to get part 2 done within these next few days so I can begin working on the finale of this desk project. I'm hoping that this is gonna be thin enough because these are the thinnest 480 mil rads that EK has to offer. So there's literally no other way, no other option for me. Oh yeah, they're so much more thinner. Definitely more than half the size, I would say. So if these don't work, then unfortunately, I think my only other option is to get thinner 360 mil rads as well, because these are pretty thick. These are the thickest options that EK has to offer for their rads. So if there's clearance issues, we might have to go thinner for these rads as well. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I am seriously just like praying right now that is not the case. All right, guys, here we go. Moment of truth. Is this going to fit inside? Okay, clearance is good from the 2 radiators in the front. Oh no. Yes, yes. Oh, no way that fit. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, we made it, guys. We made it, yes. Oh, it looks so good. I'm just gonna put a single thumb screw over here just to hold this in place temporarily. All right, there you go. Now let's go ahead and put the other one in. Oh man, this is gonna be a very tight fit. Very tight fit indeed. Oh my God, I can't believe that worked. That is so beautiful. Look at that. Look how even this is. Oh my God. This is beautiful. So there is one thing I actually almost forgot to install, and that is the Elgato 4K 60 Pro capture card in the streaming PC. So this is basically what I'm going to be using to capture the gameplay using OBS. So I'm glad I actually caught this before planning my my tube runs. I'm gonna hook this up over here, probably on the bottom PCI slot, or maybe not. Maybe I'll put it over here. I just don't want to block off the GPU block on the bottom here. So maybe, yeah, maybe I'll put it over here in the bottom, to be honest. I took out the wrong PCI bracket. God damn it, Ed. Focus, my guy. Perfect, look at that. All right, guys, so I think this is a pretty good spot to end part 2. We are nearly done with the build. That's something I never thought I'd be saying this soon. The only thing left to do is plan the runs, hook up the fittings, work on the cable management, of course, and then fill it up and fire it up. I promised you guys from part one that we're gonna be doing a gaming/streaming test on the PC. Obviously, we gotta test it out and see how well it's gonna perform gaming and streaming at the same time, because that's what the desk is built for, obviously. So we'll look at performance numbers, we'll look at temperatures, and give you guys an accurate demonstration of how this system actually works with the monitor setups and everything. The hardest thing to do right now is actually the cable management. I'm actually scared just thinking about it. There are literally so many cables just coming out everywhere. But when I step back and kind of look at it, you know, I realize there's two separate systems, right? So if I work on the cable management on one side, finish it up, and then move on to the other, it's less intimidating. So I just gotta grab some McDonald's coffee for that day and spend a couple hours doing the cable management, because I want the system to look as nice as it's gonna perform. Speaking of nice, actually, I just realized they did include 4 extra RGB strips on here. So they are compatible with the Lean controller. So I'm just gonna hook up 2 on one side and then 2 on the other, probably underneath the desk facing down, just so it can help illuminate the parts if I do turn them on. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the series so far and you're excited for part 3, let me know, smack the like button. I'm not gonna make you guys wait another 4 months. In fact, I'll come back tomorrow at the office and finish it up and get it to you guys maybe in a few weeks, 1 to 2 weeks max. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, love your beautiful faces, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.